This is the demo of calculating chi-square in SPSS. Now I'm going to open up the demo.save file. Now you already probably have this demo.save file saved somewhere. You can just use that one. But I'm going to go to the original demo.save in the samples directory. So we'll go to File Open. That's the default open dataset SPSS.save file. And because I've tested it up before, it's already in the right folder. But in your C drive, in the program files, in IBM SPSS statistics, there's a samples folder, and the English version has all the English the files in English. And in there is demo.save. There's a load of the example files, but demo.save is one. It's fine if you use another version of demo. There's several versions of demo.save. They're all fine. So when that comes up, we can get started. And there's the variable view. So what we want to do is we want to run a crosstab and run chi-square in that. So we go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, and crosstab, which we've already done before. And we've done that, created crosstabs here, but we want to add some statistics, in our case, chi-squared statistic. So we're going to compare gender and response. So response is the final variable. This is a marketing data set as before. Response is whether people responded to the marketing survey, and gender is one of the variables describing the customer. So we want to see is the relationship, do men and women respond differently to our marketing survey? So we'll make gender the row variable, and response by tradition we make the outcome variable the columns, but it's not essential for it to work. It doesn't make real difference. Now you can see, first of all, this is supposed to be, we're doing categorical variables. You can see here the response is actually scalar variable, the little SPSS ruler beside it. So this being incorrectly data typed by SPSS. It probably would work fine in a chi-squared, but we're not going to do that. We're going to fix it. So response should be a nominal variable, because you can see that response is actually not for yes and one for no. Okay. So now it's nominal, and we go back, we rerun our analysis, descriptive statistics, crosstabs, and we want gender to be the row variable and response, which is now nominal, to be the column variable. So we're going to, the important thing is to get a chi-squared statistic. That's the most important thing. We get that. And we'll also change the look of the table a little bit. So we'll go into cells and make sure we've got observed, and we want column box. We want to see the columns. You could do it with the rows too, but we'll just do it with the columns. And now we're going to run this by pressing OK. Now here's our output. You can see here that we've got our usual case processing summary. Here's the crosstab, and you can see here that female, male is a row variable, and yes, no response is the column variable. And we've got a cross tabulation. We've got a contingency table. From that contingency table, we can see is there a real difference between men and women. So you can see for people who did not respond, men and women are 50-50, so it's the same. And for 50% of all the non-responders are female and 50% are male. But for yeses, females have responded yes 47% of the time. 47% of the yeses were female and 52% were male. So it seems like there's a slight difference between men and women, but not a very big one. So, but again, we want to get that proportion and calculate that, and that's what chi-squared allows us to do. So it's the same as we did when we were doing the previous proportion tests. Now, so let's take a look and see if that difference is significant. If you look down here, we see the chi-squared values, and the most important thing is on the first row, Pearson chi-square. What's the significance of this? The significance is 0.187. So that's a p-value. So that p-value means that we want a p-value which is significant if it's equal to or less than the designated alpha value. So the designated alpha value is 0.05. So if that was less than 0.05, it would be significant, and it isn't. So that means we do not reject the null hypothesis. So that means that we're saying that we cannot say that it's significantly true that females and males are different, so they're not different. So we're going to come up with a common sense understanding that there's no difference between men and women, and that's the SPSS test for chi-squared applied to comparing two proportions in categorical data.